The following is a live presentation of the TPC Football League. Hello, everyone, and welcome to TPC Football. This isn't any other night, folks. This is the TPCFL Championship Game Match Night coming up here in 1 hour. And in the meantime, I am joined in the booth here today by none other than the owner of the league, Brian Langell. Langell on Xbox. How's it going today, Brian?
Meter, I am fantastic. I've waited all season to get to this point, and we're here, baby. Not only is it the pregame show, which I look forward to every year, it's the championship game tonight.
And man, am I excited. This game is going to be amazing, and I am so glad that we are all here today watching this game.
I can't wait for this. This is my favorite time of the year. Some people think it's Christmas, others think it's my birthday. No, it is the championship final.
I could not agree more. And with that said, we actually have a huge announcement dropping right now.
Right now.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. There it is, the debut of our brand new logo. Gone is the cartoon look, and now we have a brand new logo representing the TPCFL. It's the same structural design, but a little modified going into Season 7. We now have a brand new logo, which I might add looks amazing on t-shirts. You might have to pick yourself up a TPCFL t-shirt going into Season 7. I decided that we needed to make a change. We're a serious league. We need a logo that's a little less cartoony. Not that I didn't like it. I loved the previous logo, but I wanted something new. So I took some time over the rest of Season 6, and I designed this one. And yeah, that is our brand new look here for TPCFL.
Wow, Langell, this logo looks amazing. And now I've slowed it down a little bit. It pops in and out pretty quick, but I want to see this in the high definition. And wow, that looks amazing. I think you have it on this screen as well over to the left.
Yes.
This is a big, you're changing the logo a little. Some people may think, okay, so they changed the logo some. No, this is actually a big deal. This must have taken some serious time, and of course, once again, it elevates us up another tier. To look at that. That thing is beautiful. Hats off to you, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, it took me about 2 weeks from beginning to end to get that up the way that I wanted it to go. And yeah, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I am pretty proud of it. So yeah, I cannot wait for people to get to see this at the kickoff of every game going forward. And thank you for all the compliments. I greatly appreciate it. There's some comments in chat about how great the new logo is, and I appreciate that. And it's all about making this league better. And if I can contribute in any way, even if it's visual, then that's definitely what I'm going to try to do.
We are streaming live right now on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Mixer. So if you have no excuse at missing this game, and we are also joined in the booth right now by fellow commentator and TPCFL alum, Bama Shocks. How's it going today, Bama?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. Big announcement about the logo. There are a couple more big announcements coming up as well. But before we do that, we had a chance to do a couple of interviews with people who are part of this league, and I'd love to run some of those interviews.
Yeah, definitely. Let's hear what the owners have to say.
All right, let's jump over and give a call to Mr. Glass.
Punch it up.
All right, outstanding. Hello, everyone. This is Meter once again, and I'm joined today by the head coach and owner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mr. Glass. How's it going today, Mr. Glass?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much. So, just a couple of quick questions. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day for this pregame show interview.
Yeah,
So
no
how
worries. Happy to be here.
Fair enough. How was the season for you? How'd everything go?
Generally went well. Had a few rough patches during the regular season, but seemed to have some good games against a few human opponents. But came to a crashing halt in the playoffs. I got ousted by the computer, which is never fun. But it's just one of those times where it seems like everything you do, nothing goes your way. So there's turnovers and big plays happening. And so, yeah, that was definitely disappointing end to the season, getting beat by the computer because you'd like to be able to move on to the human opponents. But that's it. First time in a few years, anyway, that's happened to me.
No, fair enough. And looking at it right now, it looks like you played 5 PvP games all season and you won every single one, including 2 matches, and each one were against former TPCFL champions, both Shane and Kiv style, and you beat both of them.
Yeah, I know. This is what I'm saying. It was a good year that way. Definitely, my human opponent matches were great, and that game against Shane in particular was an excellent one. But yeah, it's always disappointing when it ends against computer. What are you gonna do?
Oh, fair enough. That's how it goes sometimes. But you're a former champion yourself, so you have at least one notch already on your bedpost, if you will.
Yes, yeah. The mini Lombardi is down in my basement. I'm sure to show Brent and Keith every time they come over, asking them where ours is. And actually, I've still got the belt. We're waiting to ship it because it was a bit too much to ship it across the pond there last year.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, fair enough. Um, so what are your thoughts on the league as a whole? You've been with the league for a few years now.
Yeah, it's definitely a great league. I think the effort that the ownership group put into the just the ongoing operations and looking after everybody, making sure it's really a community and it's really above and beyond what you'd expect, I think, from an online community. And I think that's why it means so much to people and why it's still going, because there's that engagement and because people care. And just the fact that we have live broadcasting for games, comments of yourselves and others is truly amazing for an online environment. I'm not really part of anything else like this. And so I stumble around trying to figure my way through some of the technology that we're using, like I did for this call. But overall, it's a great experience, great league, great people, and it's good to see that it's still going strong. This many seasons in.
I'm with you. I'm with you. That's so well stated. This season, season 6, your fourth year in the season, correct? Fourth
I
year.
honestly can't keep count. It might be third or fourth. Yep.
Oh, fair enough. Were there any standout moments or a standout game from this season that you can remember?
Yeah, I was trying to actually look at one of my past streams just to get a bit more detail for myself, but I do remember my game against Shane this year was pretty epic. Um, I know it was a big match, obviously, a few former champs going against each other, and then I know in that game I was down, I think early, and I know I blocked a kick at one point and ran it back, which really turned around the tables, and I think there was a few turnovers thereafter. So that was one. I think at the time my record was so, or I was just over 500 by a couple games. So that was really a big one that I needed to win to stay competitive in my division. And like I said, going against another champ, it was great to get the win because we've sort of gone back and forth over the years when we play each other. And that was one that really stood out for me.
That game was outstanding. I love the champion versus champion games. There's always
so competitive, and a lot of times they end up coming down to one or two big plays that change the course of the
Yep.
whole game.
Yep. Yeah, that was definitely one of them. Like I said, it was really a defensive battle for a while, and then I got the special teams going, and that seemed to open things up for me.
The big question that everyone's asking here today on when this will actually be airing, TPCFL Championship Day, who is your pick as the TPCFL champion for Season 6?
Yeah, as much as I'd like to see the NFC take it home, I think I got to go with the AFC. I think we've got an unbeaten owner, if I'm correct. Is that correct?
You are correct.
Undefeated.
Absolutely. He did not lose
Yeah.
any regular season, and he's worked his way through the postseason as well.
Yeah, yeah. So I think he's going to take it home. I think last year we saw that didn't quite go that way, but I do think AFC is going to take it this year. And I was grilling Keith there a little while ago. I think it was his playoff game against you with poor clock management at the end. So I hope it. I would have liked to see Keith back there to give him a run for his money in the AFC Championship, but it didn't happen. But I do think AFC is going to take it this year.
Well, fair enough. Well, I definitely look forward to that game. And thank you so much, Mr. Glass, for coming on today and talking some football.
Yeah, no problem. Really enjoy it, and good luck the rest of the way.
Right on. You have a great day.
Be able to hear feedback from the owners.
It
And
is.
the thing of it is the fact that his bold prediction will be league changing because the AFC has never won the TPCFL championship.
Wow.
It's
That's
always been an NFC team.
that's a
So,
stat I did not know.
yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that happens tonight, or if the title will stay in the in the NFC. So it's always good to hear from Jordan. Jordan, like he mentioned, he's in another league as well. So it's always great to get feedback from another league owner or league organizer that appreciates what we're doing, and it feels good about it. But it's not about competition like that. It's about the community, which he also mentioned. So I feel great having Jordan and Keith and Brent, who are also all in PFL. Shout out to those guys for also being a part of our organization as well.
Absolutely, and it's so huge that these people are able to play in a couple of different leagues, and that they continue to choose to play with us as well. It's always such an honor to have everybody in the league that we have in the league. I'm so thankful for everybody who's been here and who continues to play along with us. That's what makes the community so great.
I agree totally. I absolutely totally agree on that.
All right,
So after speaking with Jordan, Mr. Glass, sorry, I should probably use gamer tags just in case. Uh, we have other owners that spent some time with us as well. So if we want to jump in on that, I
absolutely,
believe we have Commando Slippy up next.
we do indeed. Let's throw it over to Slippy.
I am here today with Commando Slippy, the head coach and owner of the San Francisco 49ers. How's it going today, Slippy?
It's going well, thanks, Mida. And yourself, mate?
I am doing outstanding. Thank you so much for asking. So let's talk real quick about the season and how did the season go for you? How was everything?
Well, the season didn't go as well as I planned. Got eliminated before the playoffs, where I'd actually planned to try and get to. I had a good start to the season, but towards the end, it seemed to be like I just had a bit of a bad losing streak that was not in my favor, basically.
Yeah, 7-9, which is as far as the 49ers go, that's on the top end of their win percentages. And you've been with them for 2 years now, correct?
Correct.
All right. And who were you with before them?
Uh, the Packers.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, fair enough. How do you prefer, now that you have a couple of seasons under your belt, the 49ers to the Packers?
I definitely prefer the way that the 49ers play compared to the Packers. I mean, for my play style, it fits me perfectly.
Yeah, that's perfect. Is it and how long has Garoppolo been with them? I forget.
I think he's been with them since the whole time I've been with them. So 2 years I've had him. But as for a whole as the team in general, he's been there a while.
And you like playing with Garoppolo more.
Yeah, I mean, I feel as a quarterback, he's been quite exceptional compared to last season.
Well, fair enough. So, speaking of the season as a whole, the league as a whole, what are your thoughts on the league? How do you feel about TPCFL as a whole?
It's a great family, great community. Everyone's very supportive and friendly of each other. I've not seen anyone speak ill of anyone. It's a very laid back, friendly community and fun to be part of.
I could not agree more, man, my man. I love that. Was there any standout moment this season or a specific game that you remember from season 6 specifically?
For me, I think one of the main matches I really enjoyed was the one against Shane because it was a point difference comeback. It was one of those games that was very back and forward. It was kind of what basically TPC is about.
Yeah, those back and forths are huge. I believe you played them twice, once in the 12th week and once in the 17th.
Yeah, the 12th week was the better one.
It's 43 to 44. That is an 87 points between both teams. That's insane. And the other
Yeah.
one was 38 to 30.
It was still close, but like the point difference game was a very high offensive. Like we were all over each other's defense, but our offense was just pushing through each other's as well, like nothing.
Yeah, that's wild. So speaking of offense, actually, I was looking earlier on tpcfootball.com and I saw that you are in the top 10 for offensive yards franchise all time. You're actually seventh out of
Wow.
all 27.8 thousand total yards. That's wild. Really, really impressive. So offense seems to be pretty strong on your side.
Yeah, I think what helps for me as well is my run game. I have such a strong run game with the 49ers compared to like I did with the Packers. So that's probably what's also helping me gain quite a lot of yardage.
Well, fair enough. All right. So the big question, the question everyone wants to know the answer to, and the question we're going to find out very shortly, who is your pick as the TPCFL champion for season 6? Who do you think is going to walk away with the victory?
I think it'd be nice to see the Cowboys, not Cowboys, sorry, the Bears take it. Colby, I would really like to see him put a stop into Iceman getting that big 16-0 as well.
Rooting for the underdog. No doubt the underdog, though a veteran. Definitely, definitely coming in against an undefeated. No one's been able to stop Iceman so far.
I know, and he's played fantastic this season. But if the routine and the pattern keeps going, it would be up to like Colby to try and break that pattern. It'd be nice for him to actually get a win under his belt as well.
That's true. I love it. I love the analysis, and that's what makes you such a professional, Slippy. Thank you so much for the season and for
Thank you.
doing the interview here today.
No worries. It was a pleasure, and thanks for having me.
All right. We are back. Thank you, Slippy, for that interview once again. And let's drop right in. You know, there was some mentions there of specific teams that by Slippy. Let's drop one of these big announcements.
Why don't we? It is my honor to announce. Slippy had mentioned earlier that he was the owner of the Green Bay Packers for the first couple seasons in the league before he moved to San Francisco, and since then that franchise has been operated by the computer, but not anymore. Because coming in season 7, the Packers will now be controlled by Batgirl 88. We'll have a new owner in the league. Slangel won't be the only girl in town anymore. Batgirl taking over control of the Green Bay Packers, which is her favorite NFL team.
Na 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 Green Bay.
Oh, I love it. That is so exciting.
I'm super pumped for it. I think it's going to be awesome. More owners in the league is always a good thing. And yeah, Batgirl's a part of our TPC community, and now she's joining TPCFL as well. And yeah, that division just got a little harder because there's now 3 owner control teams in that division now.
Right. And she's coming in with a strong team to begin with. I mean, they made it into the playoffs,
Yes.
Yes. Knocking off Mr. Glass there. So, I mean,
and based on the jump to Madden 20, based on the stats from this year's real life Packers, yeah, she's gonna have a powerhouse on her hands there. So therefore, so are Colby and Kiv. They're gonna have to contend with a high ranked team there in the Green Bay Packers.
That is extremely exciting, and everyone's doing it already. Let's give a welcome to Batgirl into the league, and we look forward to playing against you and with you next season.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. But that's not the only change we have coming this season. Yeah, we have owners that are moving teams this year as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, some people are moving around. First and foremost to mention is that our very own Bama Shocks has decided.
I have issued a public apology to the entire team in Atlanta, and I told them that I'm sorry I left, that I really want to come home, and they've welcomed me with open arms, and Phillip Rivers can suck an egg.
Well, that statement is a strong statement by Bama Shocks. But yes, Bama is leaving the Los Angeles Chargers and heading back to the NFC South, and reclaiming his Atlanta Falcons. So congratulations on that, Bama, and we wish you the best of luck in Atlanta.
Well, by the sounds of the NFC, I'm going to need that luck. So.
Yeah, the NFC is definitely a powerhouse. It has been traditionally the entire history of the league. As you mentioned earlier, they have never lost a championship game. So, yeah, you're jumping into that division where Mr. Glass also resides with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, yeah, there's going to be some extra competition down south. And I'm looking forward to that. I like to see divisions with more than one owner team in it, because it usually means that, there's some competition to get a playoff spot. And yeah, I wish you the absolute best of luck in Atlanta, sir.
Well, thank you, Mr. President.
Well, you are welcome. I should mention that I am currently not signed for this upcoming season.
Oh my.
We are negotiating. I do not know whether I'll be returning to Philadelphia or not. So we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. But yeah, it's not a guaranteed lock that I'll be back with the Eagles this year. But as it stands right now, I still have an office there. So we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. But there are changes coming to the league, and I love tradition. I love building up rivalries between owners and teams, but at the same time, it's good to change things up, just to put a fresh coat of paint on some things once in a while. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out with Bama heading back to the NFC, and well, who knows where I'm going.
The rumor mill has already started. They're saying Langell to the Bengals.
To the Bengals. Well,
I believe it was the Bungles.
Oh, the Bungles, even better. Yeah,
I just assumed it was a typo.
I'm pretty sure that will not be on the list of teams that I may be welcome to. It is a short list. I'm not exactly in high commodity after last year's disastrous season with the Eagles, but we'll see how it all plays out. But there's definitely changes coming in season 7. A few new faces in a few new locations, and I can't wait. I cannot wait to drop season 7 and get this all going.
New faces in new locations, additions to the league. I love this. This is going to be an amazing season, but that's not to say that season 6 wasn't. And this season isn't even over yet. It's almost there. We're about 35 minutes out right now from the big TPCFL championship game. And man, am I excited for that as well. We do have a couple more interviews. I'd love to drop into one now from the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Slangell. Let's head over and take a listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am back, this time joined by a very special guest. I'm joined by my wife, Slangell, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Susan, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks.
So let's get into it. You had an amazing season this season.
I had a season way better than I thought it was ever going to be.
Now, see, that's kind of surprises me because you had a record of 11-5. You smoked the division. You won by at least 2 games. You crushed me by 5. You're saying this is better than you expected, but you had a very similar season last year. So this isn't a fluke. You came back and proved that you could do it yet again.
Yeah, but the difference being we went from simulation to competitive. So I thought, okay, shoot, it's going to get harder for me. Things that maybe the AI would have helped me out last time may not help me out this time. And it just seemed that everything kind of clicked into place for my team and for me. Because we both know I don't pick plays like most people.
Yes,
So
I don't want to give away the surprise, but you do have a rather unorthodox way of selecting plays, but it definitely worked out for you.
yeah.
So would you say the season went good for you?
Yes. It went very well.
Yes, you won the NFC East title again, knocking off the Giants, Redskins, and Eagles. None of them made the playoffs. And you made it all the way to the NFC Championship. And not to throw any salt in any wounds or anything, but you came 2 seconds away from making it all the way to the championship final.
It was a very tough, very close game. And I mean, props to Colby because he capitalized on any. It was coming down to somebody was going to make a mistake. And as long as the other person took advantage of that or saw what was going to happen and they had the right moves, they were going to take it. It literally could have went either way. Colby was the better player and he took the win, and power to him. It was a good game.
Yeah, hats off to Colby. Congratulations to him. He'll be competing in the championship game at the top of the hour. But let's talk about you again, because you've had a season. You've now done it twice where you've dominated the division. I see big things in your future. Again, you came 2 seconds away from making it to the championship final. So I wish you the best of luck going into season 7. But I just want your answer on something. What are your thoughts on the league as a whole?
The league is awesome. A lot of people don't realize, I don't think, the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes to keep things going at a good pace and stuff. Where we switched from 2 games a week to 1, I think that made a huge difference in not only the morale of everybody playing, but just in order to get the games and stuff in on time. So it kind of made it a little more relaxed. Not that it was stressful before, but it took some pressure off some people because some people have busier lives than others. Everybody is enjoying it. It's people that may not have done well in the past are doing well now, or vice versa, or whatever. So there's always a mix of results, which is kind of interesting. But everyone's putting their all into it, I think. So gameplay wise, anyway. So
Yeah, this is a community where everybody seems to be involved. Everyone seems to be contributing. So I'm proud of all this. And pulling back the curtain a little bit, you know more about what goes on behind the scenes than the average person, because you're kind of my sounding board and things. But yeah, I am very proud of this community, and I've been involved with leagues for a very long time, and I have to say that this is the best community that I've ever been a part of. And I'm wondering, how do you feel about that?
oh, I totally agree. Well, I mean, I wasn't really part of any kind of hockey league or anything like that. Like we always had the TPC community for shooters and other such games and stuff. Like we've always hung out playing games, but this is really my first kind of quote unquote community for competition and stuff like that. And I mean, while we're competitive, it's a friendly competitive kind of thing. So if there's any trash talk, it's all in fun. So it's not, I don't find it stressful. I find everyone, it's very enjoyable because everybody's making it enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a community effort, and I'm very proud to be involved, and I'm interested to hear your point of view on it. So thank you for giving a little insight on that.
Right?
Yeah, you're just here so you don't get fined, right?
Pretty much.
Right, understood. So, looking back at your entire season, all 16 games of the regular season and your 2 playoff games, is there a standout moment or game that you remember from season 6 that just kind of stands out to you?
Oh my god, you're asking me to remember? Like, um, the game against Shane was crazy.
The playoff game?
Yeah, because I some of the plays that I actually managed to complete and did spin moves, and it's just that game was probably the one that if I was to worry about a game, it probably would have been that because where Shane was like the returning champion, and I played against him before, and he's hard to play against because he's really good at the game. Not that everybody else isn't, but it's just I hadn't had the best of luck against Shane. And, for me to pull off that win, uh, and with some of the plays I was able to do, I was quite pleased with how it turned out.
Yeah, that was definitely a classic. If you haven't seen that yet, it may not be available on Mixer anymore, but it should still be on our YouTube channel. You need to check that out. The Dallas Cowboys, Seattle Seahawks in the playoffs of season 6. I think that's your coming out party. I think that's your game where you proved that this isn't a fluke. That
Yeah.
you're in the top 5 teams in this league, and congratulations to you on that.
Well, thank you.
Not a problem. So before I let you go, because we have to get to kickoff here, but we're asking everybody this, so I'm interested to see your response to it. Who is your pick as TPCFL champion for season 6?
Now, just looking back at everybody and just I know Illust hasn't lost a game yet. But I think I wouldn't rule Colby out. I think Colby could actually take it.
Colby came close in the regular season. In week 5,
Yep.
he lost by 3 points.
I think if Colby keeps his wits about him and doesn't panic if the score isn't in his favor right away, I think if Colby focuses, I think Colby could actually pull out a win. I hope he does. I mean, whoever wins, good on them. But I'm kind of rooting for Colby because he's a little bit of the underdog here just because Iceman hasn't lost.
Right. Whereas
So.
also he is the 6th-season veteran.
Right.
It's good to see him in
It'd
this
be nice
opportunity.
to see. Yeah, it'd be nice to see somebody that's been with us as long as Colby has to get a win.
So there you have it, folks. Slangel, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, going with Chicago and Colby, the NFC champion, the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
Da Bears. Susan, thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the championship game.
Thank you.
And we are back. Slangel, by the way, my choice for the second season in a row as the #1 most improved, making it all the way to the conference finals. Absolutely huge. Big shout out to Slangel for an amazing season.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mentioned it in the conversation with her that she was literally 2 seconds away from the TPCFL championship game. So, you can't get any bigger or better than that as far as, squashing the critics and saying that it wasn't a fluke, that she has definitely she's main event now. She's definitely main event now. She's better than me.
Oh yeah, back-to-back dominating seasons from her. I mean, it's been fun to watch her grow as an owner.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, when we originally started, we prided ourselves in being a learner league where people were going to learn the game, progress, and to watch her grow from where she went in season 1 all the way now to season 6. I mean, the sky's the limit for her, and I'm thinking it may not be next season, it may not be the season after that, but I believe she will be TPCFL champion some year.
Oh, I'll go on the record now and say I have a strong feeling she could be in the Super Bowl next or the championship game next year.
Well, I would love to see it.
Oh yeah,
I'd be a little biased, but I'd love to see it. So we'll see what happens.
I love what you said there about it being a learner league, and that's exactly what's happening here. It's so affirming to see that from everybody here to continue to progress and get better. It's so great. I love being here, and I'm sure everyone, from what I can tell, everyone else here does as well. Best league by far.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, it's the community that makes it. I mean, This community is second to none, and I love this community. I love how everyone's willing to learn, and also everyone's willing to share knowledge so everyone else can improve. It's a fantastic organization, a fantastic community, and I love being a part of it.
And just a quick shout out to JR Cash 2003 with a follow. Congratulations on your season tickets. Let me tell you, no better time to get them than right here, right now. TPCFL Championship pregame show. We are 25 minutes away from the championship game. We have a couple more interviews to get through, but before we do that, Langell.
Yes, sir.
I want to hear the big announcement right here, right now. I hear that there is a huge change coming for the next season for the NFC.
There is a huge change in the NFC. Not only was I continually losing games this season, I was also trying to make the league better. And I did some negotiating and I did some talking here during the season. And yeah, let's just roll the clip here and let everyone find out at the same time.
All righty.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for me to continue on the series of asking questions to owners. I have been waiting. I've been waiting to do this interview for 3 seasons, and it's happening right now. I told you that we had surprises coming into this championship pregame show. We already announced that we have a new logo. We already announced that Batgirl is joining us as the owner of the Packers, and I saved the best for last. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored. I can't wait to talk to a former TPCFL champion who has made the decision to come back to the league. On behalf of the TPCFL itself, I am proud to welcome Season 3 champion Johnsy back to the TPCFL. Johnsy, how you doing, sir?
I'm great. Thanks, Angel.
No problem at all. Thank you for joining us today. This has been, people come and people go from the league. That happens, and you accept it, and you just, you miss them, but you keep moving forward. From the day that you announced that you were retiring, I've wanted you to be back. And my prayers have been answered. You are back. Former TPCFL champion, Johnsy, I got to ask you, what made you decide to return to TPCFL?
Truthfully, it was the friendship and the competition. I missed playing with everybody, talking to everybody, and just the great games we always had.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. And you had a number of classic matchups. Being in the NFC North, you were locked in battle with 2-time champion Kivstyle, and now you've got Colby, who is in the championship final. It seems as though that division has a higher pedigree in the other divisions in the league. So the fact that you missed the friendships and the competition, I'm glad to hear that, because that's what this league is all about. And like I said, I've been waiting 3 seasons and you are back. And wait a second, just want to be sure. You are returning to Detroit, correct?
Oh, absolutely. I will be back with my Lion.
Awesome. That makes your division, the NFC North, the first division with all owners in that division. There are no computer-controlled teams in the NFC North this season.
Well, thanks. I'm going to do what I can, but like I said, it's going to be tough, truthfully. I mean, Kiv's a great player, great owner, and then you got Colas this year. I mean, look what he's done with those Bears.
Yep. He's had a hell of a season, and he's the NFC champion now. So I mean, hats off to him. But you are a former TPCFL champion, so you have the talent, you have the experience, and I don't think you're going to have much of a problem, diving right back into active competition. So while I have you here, I just have a couple more questions. What are your thoughts on the league as a whole?
Well, I'm impressed with where the league's come, how much it's grown, how great all the owners are, how much improvements people have made. I mean, it's not just truthfully, in the beginning, it was, there were some people that weren't that great, and it's just their improvements has just blown my mind. And it's going to be great to get back into it.
Yeah, it's interesting because you're right. Everyone expected to be a learning curve, and some people kind of jumped ahead of that faster than others. But yes, there has been growth and improvement season over season. So I'm proud of the entire league on that. Since you were gone, we added in a whole broadcast system so that we have live broadcasts, and that I'm super proud of as well. But I said it earlier and I'll say it again. It didn't feel complete until you came back and you're here. So I think that this is going to be the best season going forward, and I can't wait. So what are your thoughts going into season 7? Like what are some things that you're looking forward to?
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to some great games again with Kiv and Colby and everybody else in there. It's going to be interesting. I mean, there is some great competition in the league now, and it's like you said before, any given Sunday, you don't know. There's no guarantee. It's going to be interesting.
That's true. Last year in the championship final, that Whitefish was 16-0 with the Miami Dolphins and got knocked off by Shane's Gaming in the championship. So you're right. Any given Sunday, anybody can win games in this league. And I think that's one of the most exciting parts about everything involved. While I have you here, I got one more question. We're going to kick off here very shortly for the TPCFL Championship for Season 6. And I got to ask you, are you going with the 16-0 Chiefs with Iceman Illist, or are you going with the 13-3 Chicago Bears headed up by Colbus 1984?
I really kind of hate answering this question. I got to admit the truth. I think the Chiefs will pull it off. But my heart, I'll be rooting all the way for the Bears.
That is awesome. Showing support to your division teammate. John Z, thank you for joining us. And more importantly, thank you for coming back to TPCFL. I look forward to calling your games this season. I look forward to seeing you back on the field. And I wish you the best of luck in Season 7, sir.
Thanks, Brian.
Oh my God, I am fangirling over here to have to have John Z back. Man, this is exciting. I love TPCFL football.
Yeah, I love it too. And yeah, this was a huge thing. I've been talking behind the scenes for a while. Truth be told, I've been trying to get John Z back now since the season after he left.
Oh, wow.
And it just, timing wasn't right. But he was always polite to me, and he said, "Not right now, Langell, but get back to me, and we'll see about next season." And I wasn't giving up. I was like a dog with a bone in its mouth. And I messaged him this season, and I said, "Look, man, what do you got to tell me this season?" And he goes, "I'm back." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." So I've been holding on this for a while. I mean, in fact, there's only a few people that knew about this, and I made sure not to make it public because I wanted a huge announcement out of this. This is huge for TPCFL. One of our former champions is back.
This is huge. And what does that do to their league? This is the first conference or division with four full player teams, correct?
This is the first time in league history that we have 4 owners in the same division.
Wow.
It's the NFC North. And depending on what happens tonight, it potentially could have 3 champions in one division.
Holy cow. I am so excited for season 20. Right now, we are 15 minutes away from game time. Let's drop in right now to the interview with Colby before we talk about the Chicago Bears and the season they had.
Let's do it.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I am joined on the phone right now by Colbus 1984. Big matchup coming up. And I just got a couple of questions at the season wrap here for you. How are you today, Colby?
Meter, she's a snowy day here in New Brunswick, but just preparing for the big game coming up later this week.
Absolutely, and what a huge game it is. You made it all the way to the TPCFL championship. This is your first year competing after winning a conference final.
Yeah, it's my first conference final win. It was my second conference final appearance, and it's my first ever appearance in the TPCFL championship, or the Johnsy Bowl, as I like to call it. It's pretty exciting, and as you know, and as many members of our community know, I had a rough 2019, and this is a nice cherry on top, and kind of pulls everything together in a positive note.
Well, fair enough. And it may seem kind of redundant to ask, but how'd the season go for you as a whole? Obviously, you made it to all the way to the championship.
Yeah, I can't complain. The guys played really well. My players were, excellent on par. Cohen had a great season. Unfortunately, I don't believe he'll be with us for the championship game, which is unfortunate because Cohen he did so well for us this year on the ground. But Howard's really picking up the game for him. Our defense, I can't say enough about him, with Khalil and Akeem Hicks and Danny Trevathan, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some guys that stood out. Prince of Mukamara, guys like that. They all did such a fantastic job, and I couldn't be happier with how our team played.
Yeah, I mean, you finished the season 13-3. Fun fact, in the 3 seasons that you have been with the Chicago Bears, you have had a total of 10 regular season losses. 10 and 38 wins. 38-10 is one hell of a record.
It's pretty good considering coming from New Orleans, which I think we were pretty stacked on that team with the offense. Defensively wasn't the greatest in the world. And then I turn around, I come to a team where I think defensively is pretty stacked, to an offense that we struggled at times. Not going to lie to you, but I think Trubisky really picked up his game this year, and with the addition of Robinson being a great target, Burton on the tight end doing really well. I can't complain how our team has played.
And on top of that, you had 8 regular season PvP games, and you only fell twice. Once to the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs, who you will get a chance at again, and the only other one was to the Dallas Cowboys, who you just bested. So in the playoffs here, you're getting a chance to take on the two people who beat you during the regular season and show them maybe that wasn't standard.
I definitely look at these games as redemption games meter. And one thing that I've stayed true to this entire playoff run is that I don't look past the opponent that I have in front of me. I find a lot of people may look past who they got ahead, and maybe scout and look towards the future, and almost looking past of who they have in front of them to play. Myself, I knew Iceman or Hogs Nogs were on the back burner, or even yourself. But I never looked past who I had in front of me. When I was playing Green Bay, I only focused on Green Bay. When I was playing Slangel, only focused on Slangel and those Dallas Cowboys. And now my attention is fully on the Kansas City Chiefs and Iceman Ellis.
And what that focus has done for you has gotten you where you are. So good on you for that. Next question: thoughts on the league as a whole? You've been with the league now for several seasons. You were, as you mentioned earlier, with the New Orleans Saints originally, switched over to the Bears, where your heart truly was. They offered you the contract. You took it the first year with them. You went 15-1. Wow, what a turnaround after their best season before that was 6-10. They had never had a positive season since, and they've never had a negative season since you joined. So amazing work there. But as the league as a whole, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I can't be happy enough. As a one of the first members of the league, I'm so happy that Mr. Brian Langell put this together. And again, kudos to him for all the work that he does. And I know it's a ton. And kudos to you as well, my friend, with keeping up on scheduling it and in the booth. And I'm just so happy that number one, to play in the league is such a fun time. You're playing with friends against friends and making new friends. And not only that you convinced me to come into the booth with you. And honestly, I have a blast doing it, and I look forward to doing it more down the future. I would have liked to play, commentated the championship game with you, but you know what? I think I'll take playing.
Oh, well, fair enough. That's a very good position to be in, to want to do both and have an opportunity to be able to. So good on you for that. And we're stronger with you for sure. The booth loves you. You're outstanding in the booth. So thank you for all your time donated to doing that as well. Um, as far as the season goes, this has been we went down to the one game a week, which I think really let each game have their broadcast time and really make each game stand out a little bit more. Were there any standout moments or games, either your own or somebody else's, that you remember from season six? Anything that comes to mind when talking about season six as a whole?
I mean, I mean, it's difficult when you're up in that booth, as you can attest to. A lot of the times we see so many great plays and so many fantastic games. It's really difficult to pinpoint one.
Mhm.
I would say really my favorite games to watch are always the user versus users, but above that, my favorite games to play are in my own division, And this year against Kiev, I was lucky enough to get 2 wins against them, and those are always fantastic games to play. The people seem to enjoy it. So I guess it's a little bit of selfish on my end, but I really, really enjoy playing against Kiev, and rumor has it next year the NFC North is going to get a little bit more stacks. So I love, love, love the user versus user games, and just the plays and the things that go on are just fantastic, Meter.
No, I couldn't agree more. User versus user is the way to be. And when you're going against the only two-time TPCFL champion and you're notch a couple of wins, those are highlights, I'm sure.
It's such a notch in your belt, like um, it, it's hard to describe the way it feels. Like it's silly because we're talking about a game, you know, but the amount of accomplishment that you feel when you get a win against someone like Kiv, who's so good, and he is fantastic at this game. And the Vikings are not a joke of a team at all. But when you get those wins, it feels that much better.
Well, fair enough. Now, this question, not really a fair question, but I have to ask it anyway because it's on the list. Everyone wants to know the answer, and we will find out this week. Who is your pick for the TPCFL championship for season six? Who's
Uh,
walking away with the victory?
I'll look at it from a broadcasting stance.
All right.
I look at this game as a tale of. I've said this before in the booth, is that this is going to be a game of two different types of attrition: defensive in the Bears and offensive in Kansas City. And really, what it's going to come down to is am I going to be able to have a better defense and a slightly better offense, or is Kansas City going to come out and run me over with that amazing offense? And honestly, we've seen moments of brilliance with that defense as well. And I'm not just saying this because I want to self-deprecate or anything like that, but if I was betting on it, if I had to put my money on somebody, I would put my money on Kansas City. It's hard uh, to to bet against a team that's 16-0, that has such a good offense, that has been so effective, and that has beaten the Chicago Bears before. They have a lot of momentum in their favor, so that would be my pick.
That game that you're referencing was week 5. It ended 20-17, a field goal separating the both of you. And when you talk about defense and you're talking about the Bears, all time franchise 6 seasons. You've only been with them for 3, but in all 6 seasons, they are number 5 overall passing defense. That's a really big stat, and I think that that's going to play a role as well. So this is going to be an amazing game. No matter what, people are getting their money's worth, and that have absolute confidence in.
100%, brother.
A final question, and this one is one I'm just noticing now, looking at your roster. You have Trubisky in as your starting quarterback. This is his 3rd year in the league, his 3rd season. You have Chase Daniel, his 11th year in the season, sitting on the bench, and you have Nick Livingston, the freshman, coming in. this year. Neither of them seeing any play time. Is there any is are do they have anything to say about that in the locker room? Is there any animosity there? Or what's the situation at quarterback like when you have both a rookie and a veteran sitting to a junior?
I mean, you look at it this way, Meter. Trubisky was our number one draft pick. Everyone knew that he was going to be he's the future of the team, and they knew he was going to get the most snaps. And Chase is such a veteran and such a professional that he doesn't mind, helping the guys out and helping out Trubisky find his way in the game. Livingston, he knows where his role is. He's the rookie. He's coming in. He's practicing. He's the third string guy. He knows where he's at. Now that being said, both of those guys are ready. If something were to happen to Trubisky, they're going to come in and they're going to put on the best performance they possibly can.
Well, fair enough. Very well stated. And I love to hear that the Bears team is working as a unit and everyone has their eye on the prize, the TPCFL championship for season 6. We're going to find out who's going to win that later on today. Of course, not today when we're recording this, but today when everybody right now is listening to this and Colbus is in the locker room sweating his ass off.
Absolutely, buddy.
All right, brother. Well, best of luck in your game this week, and I look forward to calling some games with you in the future.
Absolutely. I'm sure we'll be talking later this week as well, my friend.
Congratulations on an amazing season, no matter what.
You too, buddy.
And we are back. Colbus, we're taking a look at his owner profile right now. This guy is so well spoken. He knows football and he knows the Bears, and I think that is extremely clear.
Oh yeah, he's super passionate about his team, and his attention to detail is crazy, and he loves those Bears, and he's taken them all the way to the championship. You're looking at it here. He's played for 6 seasons, 96 games played, 168, lost 28. That's a 40 game spread in between. Colby is definitely a veteran in this league, and with 40 extra wins over his belt compared to losses, I mean, you can't count him out at all. This is he's got a bite and he's got a fight, and he's bringing it to Illis in this game.
He is indeed, and I'm really, really excited to see what happens here tonight. That, by the way, the 68 wins is a 70% win rate. So impressive considering the Bears had never had a winning season before Colbus took over as head coach.
Right. Yeah. It's his years in New Orleans when he first started out, they were good and stuff, but he really came into his own when he moved to the Bears.
He did indeed. We are moments away from the big game. We have one more interview to do. So let's throw it over to Iceman Illist interview and see what he has to say about the upcoming game.
All right, everyone. I am here once again, this time with the head coach and owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, Iceman Illist. How you doing today, Iceman?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for asking. First off, amazing game between you and I. Awesome game. Really, really appreciate. I learned a lot from playing you, and I'm gonna be a lot stronger because of it.
That, that's great. That's always a good part because everyone has their their ability to learn off of other people's games, like I do as well.
For sure. And you are so strong this season, undefeated. First question, how'd the season go for you?
The season's going good for me right now. It went great. It was at first I was nervous because I just never owned Kansas City before, so it was my first year in Kansas City, and it was nervous of how they play us out was going to go. But during the season as it progressed, I've got to learn some of the big schemes of who who's a standout player and who's not a standout player.
Yeah. No, learning the team is so big, but to come in and go completely undefeated on a team on a brand new team says so much to you as a coach.
It does, and I say it's a good thing and a bad thing because it draws a lot of tension of what next season should be. It'll
Mhm.
be I'll be held to a higher standard of what happened this season to float over next season. But everyone knows next it changed. It's different. It could be different things because next season I can go 0-16. I can go next season, but who knows?
Oh, well, if I was a betting man, there is a 0% chance I would put any money on you going 0-16. So what are your thoughts on the league as a whole? This was your first season, correct?
Yes, sir. It's my first season, and the league as a whole, it's a great league. I think it is. I've had none but fun in this league so far. This is the first league I ever been in before, and I plan on not going nowhere because it's great community, great people to be a part of.
Well, fair enough. And you had 8 PvP games, 8 games against users this season. That's a lot of games. That's half. How do you think those went? I mean, obviously you won every one.
Yeah, right. I think they went pretty good. It gave me a lot of learning and watching videos, a lot of film. Like I said, a lot of film watching was going on in my downtime of learning people's schemes, and so it's pretty fun. I enjoyed it playing other people because I love the competitive part about it and the fun part about it. So it was none but laughs and fun.
I love it so much, and I love how into it you are to be willing to go back and actually look at tape. I mean, it exists, so why not? But to utilize that and to be there for games and to use that to analyze, I imagine you watched a lot of tape this season as a whole.
I did, and I really went back and watched the division. I don't know what game it was. I don't know what game I watched. It was against the Browns, the snow game. Because
Hmm.
the snow really messed me up
Yeah, that was
completely.
a hard one.
It was a hard one. That game was, I say, awful on my part because the snow really threw me off in Kansas City. You see, you never see snow in Kansas, but that time, I guess, whatever God brought us, it brought snow in Kansas City, and everybody was thrown off quite a bit.
It was snowing in Kansas City, and then it was completely clear in Chicago.
That's the best part of the game.
So, in all of the tape you've watched in the season as a whole in your own games, was there any standout moments or any specific game that you remember from season 6?
Um, yes, yes, it was this in season six. I say it was this last divisional game against the Patriots when Mr. Brightful ran behind one of his players and hit him, and the ball fumbled out. That was that was a hilarious moment. I had a talk with him of what went through his mind or what was he doing. He couldn't
I
give me no answer. He couldn't give me no answer.
I'll be honest, when I saw that play happen, obviously it turned out in my favor, but I was like, I should not have the ball right now. That was super memorable, and that could have changed the course of the game, but you righted the ship very quickly and just kept control. And it seems like something that I've seen from you consistently that things can go wrong sometimes, and things sometimes is EA's fault. But regardless, you always don't panic. You stick to your plan, and you make it work for you, and it's very impressive.
Thank you. I tried my best.
So now the biggest question, maybe not a fair question, but the biggest question everyone wants to know the answer to: who's your pick for the TPCFL champion for season 6?
I have no clue.
No clue. He's
I'm
being
not gonna say it.
humble.
I ain't gonna say myself. I ain't gonna say Kobe. I don't have no. I have no clue. It's gonna be a questionable who comes to who comes to play. What happens that game? Because we all know what happens in Madden. No one can control. So I have don't know what Madden's gonna bring us. EA is gonna bring us on that field on that day.
Well, fair enough. And you know what? I'll give you one thing for sure, and that I guarantee it's going to be an amazing game.
Oh, it is. It's gonna be one of the games that it's gonna be. I can't wait. I can't wait to play. I'm already nervous already, and like I said, I was nervous going into the game against the Patriots with you, and
Mhm.
now it's my nerves are really shaking of going into this game with Kobe with the Bears.
Well, this is an America versus Canada match. Both the Cowboys and the Bears are Canadian, and both the Patriots and the Chiefs are American. So at least the owners are. So This is you bringing it home for America.
I'm gonna do my best for America.
Well, fair enough. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Iceman, and best of luck in the game.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And we are back once again. An amazing, well-spoken owner, and he knows football. He knows his team so well, and you can see it in these stats right here. Amazing stats for Iceman Ellis for the season.
16-0 to start the season. That's only ever happened a few other times in league history, but nobody who's gone 16-0 has claimed the championship. Illis could actually make history tonight if he can break that trend and go have an absolutely perfect season.
And it's happened 2 other times, correct?
Yes, it happened just last year with the Miami Dolphins.
And then I believe it was the Steelers? Or was
The
it?
Steelers also went 16-0. Now, we had a couple 16-0. Well, Shane's Gaming also went 16-0.
Oh, wow.
And did not win the championship. So there's
a curse.
The history is not on the side of Kansas City right now, but numbers are just numbers. It takes the game to figure that one out, and we're getting close to game time right now, Meter.
We are. I want to do one more thing. I want to take a look. These two teams has faced each other once before, and I want to take a look at that matchup. This is what it looks like between those two teams the last time they met.
Well, this is actually their season stats.
Oh, okay.
This is 16-0 for the Chiefs, 13-3 for the Bears. Offensive yards is a little 1,300 yards to the benefit of Kansas City. But look at the defense. There's like 700 yards in the difference. So it's definitely going to be an offense versus defense game. And the last time they met, you mentioned it in the interview, the score was 20-17. A field goal separated these two teams. And I'm looking at the stats from that actual game right now, courtesy of TPCFootball.com. The score was 20-17. The passing yards were 204 for the Chiefs to 131 for the Bears. But then the Bears had 113 yards rushing, and Kansas City was held to 46.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be absolutely crazy. In that game, Chicago had two rushing touchdowns, whereas Kansas City had 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. It's crazy. There was 1 interception recovered by the Bears and 1 fumble recorded by the Chiefs. So it is really close to call. The intangibles are there, but we're looking at basically offense versus defense and roughly 1,000 yards over the run of an entire season between them.
Huge. Final question before we do this. Who's your pick? Bama, who is your pick for winning this game?
Well, to be honest with you, Iceman has had an incredible season offensively, but Colbus has averaged less than 100 yards a game on defense. They've always said offense wins games, defense wins championships. I'm going with the Bears.
Wow. Huge prediction right there, Langell. Your prediction, Chiefs, Bears.
Statistically wise, you got to look at the juggernaut that has been Kansas City. But we've been in this position before where 16-0 teams did not win. We've been in this situation before where no team from the AFC has ever won. Is tonight going to be the night that changes, or will history continue on the side of the NFC? I'm an NFC owner. I'm the owner of the Phillies. I got to stick with my home conference. I'm going with the Bears.
And I'm going to say that season 6 is the season to break the cycle. The first undefeated team to win it all. The first AFC champion for the TPCFL. And the one who beat me, the Kansas City Chiefs, are my pick.
You have it. Official pick for him.
I am so excited. We are going to take about a 1, maybe 2-minute break. So don't go anywhere. We're not going to stop the stream. We will be right back. And when we come back, folks, is TPCFL Championship match. Chicago Bears head coach Colbus 1984 going up against the Kansas City Chiefs and Iceman Illist. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we are, TPCFL Championship Match Season 6, live from Miami, Florida. My name is Meter, and I'm joined in the booth today by none other than the owner of the league, Brian Langell. How's it going today, Langell?
I am fantastic, Meter. It is title talk time, and it's all on the line right now.
And I am joined as well by Bama Shocks. How's it going, Bama?
Outstanding.
A beautiful kickoff, and Trubisky with a 28-yard throw to start this off. A beautiful spin move juke by Robertson. And this game is off with a bang.
Well,
28 yards in the first play. Incredible.
Well, you know, Kansas City's been high on that tempo this season. Colby's just trying to give him a taste of his own medicine.
And man, are they doing so. Already past midway point to the 47-yard line. I formation now. Robinson off to the left. Offensive line strong to the right side. Handoff trying to push up the middle and taking down a yard back.
Nothing doing.
I want to welcome everybody to the game. Thank you for watching wherever you may be. This is the TPCFL Championship live on TPC Sports on Mixer.
We are on Mixer. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitch. And we are on YouTube. Wherever you watch your sports, you can watch us right here, right now. Cohen this time with a handoff, picking up a couple of yards.
Yeah, Cohen coming back from injury. We got that, moments before the game that Cohen was returning.
Absolutely huge to have him back, and we're going to see. That's somebody, you know, Kansas City is well known for scouting his games. Did they scout Cohen?
Well, one would hope they did, because Cohen could actually break this game wide open if it's unexpected for him to be here.
Trubisky now. Screen pass out to the right side. He's got some decent blocking. Defense able to break through and taken down behind the line, behind the first down line. A pickup of 5, not quite enough. 4th and 3. They're going to be forced to punt this one away from the 40-yard line.
And you know where this is going.
This is going straight into the corner if I know Colby.
Just going in Colby corner.
O'Donnell out on the field. This, an easy punt for him in comparison to some of the amazing ones we've seen earlier. And sailing towards the sideline and out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
At the 3.
That's a Colby ass kick right there.
It is indeed. Anything behind the 10 is a good kick. Anything behind the 5, a great kick. Anything between the 3 and the goal line, that's a Colby ass punt. Kansas City's offense taking over from the 3-yard line now. They got a long way to go.
And they're very dangerous territory. Fear of a safety from a blitz.
Handoff somehow getting through the first guy. It looked like he might have been taken down behind the line, but instead picks up 5, making something out of nothing.
Great move by the Chiefs. Like Bama said, they were in trouble there on the 3-yard line.
In trouble no longer. A beautiful run there. And now at the 8, able to start a nice push and see if they can get this ball at least for another first down here and keep this drive moving forward. Mahomes in the pistol. One out to the left, one way out to the right. Offensive line balanced on either side. And snap here, dropping back, throwing over the middle. This one's caught, and he's taken down immediately, but The first down is there. 9 yards on that one.
With that clean 9-yard completion, Mahomes has got the Chiefs out of that danger zone.
He does indeed, making quick work, a run play and then a pass play. And just like that, the first down, the ball placed on the 17-yard line. I formation now. Lateral out to the right side. He's got some room, getting great blocking, getting out to the sideline. He's got a whole lot of room. The 35, he's taken down at the 36. A 19-yard run there. And Brightful coming up huge.
The Bears are going to have to control Brightful. I've seen him in playoff games where he gets on his horse and rides, and they need to control him because he can rip up yards incredibly fast.
Hard Rock Stadium exploding with every play, as every play is the most exciting play of the game when you have a game of this magnitude.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Handoff, getting out to the left side now. Some decent blocking. And
he broke free. He broke free. He's breaking.
He must have broke 4 tackles there before finally getting taken down.
Wow.
Second and 2 from the 44.
As opposed to 2nd and 5 from the 49. Whew.
An 8-yard pickup, huge in this situation. And now the short needed. One heads out wide to either side. Pistol otherwise. The snap here. Looking, throwing over to the left side. This one swatted down and almost intercepted.
That's the defense of Chicago. We've been seeing it all season. Led the league in defense.
And this is really the matchup people were looking for. One of the strongest offenses against one of the strongest defenses. Absolutely huge right now. Shift from the defense as Mahomes yells out to the left side for his offense. Throw over the middle. This one's caught. He picks up the first. Moves the ball down to the 47-yard line.
Just barely, though. He just got his feet across that line.
He caught it, ran back across the line, and then took it forward again and picked up the first. Big, big play right there.
It's going to be a question of whose talents are going to step up first in this game, the defense of Chicago or the offense of Kansas City. And I think this first quarter is just going to be, a feeling out phase. And we'll see what happens here as the game goes on.
The snap now, getting out to the left side on the run and taken down at the 49. A pick up a 2. Brightful there, still able to make something out of what looks like nothing. It looks like they were blitzing that left side pretty hard.
They definitely had an eye on it. And, as long as you're moving in the right direction, whether it takes you, one play, 2 play, 3 plays, as long as you're constantly moving forward, it takes time off that clock too. That's actually a huge factor.
Kansas City trying to break to the other side of the field now. A yard away from doing so. 8 from a first. The snap here. Dropping back, throwing over to the right side. This one's caught. The soft coverage not able to hold him.
Oh!
Big crushing
hit. Did he get the first down? 3rd and inches. They spiked on his head.
They take out the chains and hold up their hands. 3rd and inches now as we are rapidly heading towards the end of the first already.
I know. This game's pace is absolutely ballistic.
Handoff, pushing up the middle. I think he's got the first. They clock him forward a yard at the end of the first quarter. And
yes,
there we
did.
have it. Reset the down counter. Now we're right about where Colby was when he had to punt it away.
And the first quarter closes scoreless at 0. It's a 0. Nobody making a move yet.
Blistering pace. 2 out to the left now. Offensive line strong and trailing to the right side. Brightful takes off from just beside Mahomes all the way over to the right side. Sets up on the line.
And he's wide open.
Throwing over to the right side. This one's caught. There's a flag. Getting the
flag
first
on the
and
play.
taken down at the... Doesn't matter. The penalty is against Chicago. Roughing the passer.
Oh, dangerous.
Might have been a chop block there.
Halfway to the goal. They're now on the 14-yard line.
Wow. What a
devastating
massive penalty.
Yeah, exactly. Devastating for the Bears right now.
Mahomes takes the snap, handoff, trying to push up the middle. He's got a small gap, and he fills it and moves the ball down to the 8-yard line.
Deep in the red zone meter.
Deep in the red zone, deep in the red hot zone. A 6-yard pickup pushes him forward, and this is a huge opportunity right now.
Second and
Bears need
4,
to
looking
stand
up
strong.
punch it.
2 out to the right, 1 to the left, I formation. Calling an audible is Mahomes. Snap, waiting, throwing into the end zone, and this one's dropped. He's hit while trying to receive.
I thought he had it.
I thought he had it as well.
An outstanding block by Adrian Amos Jr., his 5th year in the league, and coming up huge there to prevent a touchdown. 2 to the left, just off the line. 2 to the right, Brightful to the right of Mahomes in the shotgun. 3rd and 4, the snap, handoff, getting out to the left side. One guy to get past, pushes through him and falls forward to the 3. That's a first down.
That's a first down.
Fresh set of downs on the 3. You got to like it.
They got 3 chances to go 3 yards. This crowd is deafening right now.
Yeah,
You
Kobe's going to have to channel his inner Bear Bryant here and just make a goal line stand to end the days, you know.
Handoff, pushing
Ooh.
forward. He had
Oh.
a gap, but he stutter stepped. He picks up a yard, but it's not enough.
2nd and goal from the 2.
Yeah,
This is always a risky part of the field to throw. You can always get intercepted. So I think it's smart of Illis to stay on the ground right now.
1 way out to the left, pistol formation, the snap. Waiting, throwing over to the right side. It's caught, and he's taken out immediately at the 3. Injury. Fisher is injured for Kansas City.
We'll have an update as soon as we possibly can.
Eric
Third.
Fisher, left tackle, the 5th highest paid, a $22.5 million contract. Losing him is a big deal.
At any point in the season, never mind the championship game. Rightful
Handoff,
now.
trying to get out to the right side,
Stopped.
taking out 4 yards behind the line. Huge loss.
And there's the defense of the Bears. We talked about it earlier. We've seen it all season. Bend but don't break.
There is
I
only
like
one.
that. The
Go
goose egg is broken.
It is indeed a break with 3.5 left here in the second. There is only one time that there is a defense stronger than the Bears, and that's when another team is in the Bears' red hot zone.
Indeed. Now, what's interesting is how much time Illis took off the clock. Shoulder strain, will not be able to return this game from Fisher.
That is massive.
It's always huge losing your starting left tackle. That's in most quarterbacks' blind side.
That is a
And that,
huge development right here.
so now the Bears starting at the 25-yard line.
The snap here, handoff, pushing forward into a defender, continuing to fight and pick up an extra yard there. Cohen picks up 3.
Like running through the Canadian snow. He was moving in one direction, but quite slow at the time. Quick shout out to the 12 people on Mixer that are watching us currently. Thank you for tuning in to the TPCFL Championship.
We have a total of 17 viewers right now across all platforms. Absolutely huge. If you haven't dropped a follow, if you haven't dropped a host yet, do so now. Huge play here past the 50-yard line. That throw taken down hard at the 38.
Gain. Huge.
But massive throw, 34 yards.
Trubisky 3 for 3 now.
Now, hasn't thrown a whole lot this game, but he has picked his moments, and he is a sight of perfection, 3 for 3.
Directly behind the center now, 1 out wide on either side. Offensive line even on either side, and Cohen in the backfield about 6 yards behind. Play clock down below 5. Calling an audible here. Man moving from the right side to the left.
Dangerous.
Can't get the snap off. That's going to be a flag.
Oh.
This wasn't able to set up in time. Didn't want to waste a TO with 2:18 left here in the first half.
That probably would have been an adequate time to throw a timeout in there.
Maybe
Just looking.
That's
You can't take them to the locker room with you. I've had that discussion with
No.
Susan a few times since the last week.
Now, I mean, I know Kobe's known for his clock management. Maybe it's all part of his grand scheme. Maybe he wanted to run it. I mean, I don't know.
handoff fake, dropping back behind the 50 to the 45, throwing it deep over the head of 2 and off his fingertips.
Oh, almost came down with it.
What a perfectly placed ball. They had practiced that one for sure. Almost came down with it, but the Kansas City defense just a little bit too much.
2nd and 15 now from the 43.
They're past midway as far as field positioning goes. 2:12.
But they're way
left in
behind the
second.
sticks.
They are indeed. 15. Lateral out to the right side. Trying to get past a spin move and taken down right after spinning at the 41.
Now it's going to be 3rd and long, gaining 1 yard on that play. 3rd and 14 from the 41-yard line. I don't believe they're going to be in field goal range. They need to at least get into field goal range on this next play, if not get a first down.
2-minute warning stops the clock. Both teams have all their timeouts. There is still a lot of game left to play in this half, let alone the second half of this game.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. And now, Trubisky, see whether or not he has any more magic in that arm.
Offensive
I
line
expect a lot
strong
of-
to the right side. Snap, dropping back to the 50s, looking downfield, throwing over to the left
Got him.
side. This one's caught, but I don't think that's a first. He moved it to the 29, needed to get it to the 28.
4th and 1.
Big decision right here.
I would definitely go for the field goal. Take the points while you can get them.
Trailing by 3, they're set up for the field goal. This is going to be a 45-yard kick. It looks good. It's into the net, and that's 3 points.
We have a tie game, gentlemen. 3-3.
Minute 35 left in the first half of this outstanding game.
And this game is everything we thought it was going to be.
And more.
Being brought out from midway through the end zone. There's the 25. There's the 30. Down to the 35.
He's still not down.
Finally taken
Wow.
down.
Like a tank.
Had a full head of steam coming into the opposition.
Now with a full 1:29 on the clock and 3 timeouts. Be
And
interested
good
to see
field position.
And good field position. It'll be interesting to see what Illis can pull out of this.
From the shotgun now. Mahomes takes the snap, drops back behind the 30, looking, throwing short to the left side. This one's
Got
caught.
a man.
Gets a great
Got a block.
And he's taken down at the 48. That's a first down.
That's a first down, but the clock's still rolling.
Under
Watkins
a minute
now.
15 left here. 3 to the
Targeted.
right, 2 to the left. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Watson being targeted twice so far in this first half.
Snap,
27 yards
dropping
into
way back to the 35, rolling out to the right side. Looks like a little
Mahomes
Shane's
is on the
gaming.
move.
Mahomes dodges
Oh,
a tackle
whoa!
and picks up the first and falls out of bounds at the 39, stopping the clock at 57 seconds and resetting that down counter.
Devastating mistake by the Bears. They had him dead to rights.
And he just shrugged him off like a fly.
From sack to first down. Huge play right there.
And he had to wither Howell to stop the clock by falling out of bounds.
Massive. 1st and 10 now from the 39. 57 seconds left here in the half. All knotted up at 3 and all the timeouts on the board for both teams.
And you got to think right now, Kansas City may try to drain as much the clock as possible while still getting points because they get the ball back to start the second half.
Right.
Snap here, dropping back to the 45, dropping back to the 50, thrown over the middle, and this one's caught just out of the reach of the defense and picking up more big yards, moving the ball into the red zone.
Timeout, Kansas.
22 yards, that's huge.
Another massive play. And coming at a very pivotal moment. Lots of calls here. 2 off to the left. Offensive line strong and trailing to the right side. Brightful just off to the right of Mahomes in the shotgun. Brightful takes off to the right side. Lines up on the 20-yard line. The snap. Waiting, throwing over to the right side short. This
Wide
one's
open.
caught. There's a
Open.
first down. There's 4 Bears in the background taking him down.
And a fresh set of downs at the 4-yard line. 41 seconds and a timeout on the clock. Kansas City seems to be right where they want to be to close out this first half.
Interesting call with a timeout there. Preserving clock and possibly giving Chicago a chance for a drive of their own.
Well, you have to imagine Iceman remembers his last trip down here and the stone wall that the Bears put up in front of him.
Very fair point. The snap now, dropping back, thrown over the middle. This one swatted out of the air. Almost intercepted. Smith with the swat, and Amos Jr. in the backfield almost picks it up.
This Chicago defense is absolutely incredible.
Absolute monsters.
Undeniable. 38 seconds left here in the half. From deep in the red zone, deep in the red hot zone, the 4-yard line, Kansas City looking to make the next stop, the end zone.
Still got 3 shots and 38 seconds to make something happen here, Meter.
1 out wide on either side. Brightful just off to the right. Offensive line strong on both sides, even on both sides and from the shotgun. Mahomes sends a man in motion. The snap, dropping back, thrown over to the left side, and this one swatted down again. More great defense by the Bears.
If I'm Kiv-style, Batgirl, or Johnsy right now, you need to pay attention to this goal line defense of the Bears because it's difficult to get in there.
He'll give you 80 yards, but once you get within that red zone, he's going to lock you down.
Incredible.
Just over 30 seconds left to play here in the half. Kansas City has 1 timeout left. Chicago with all of theirs. It's all knotted up at 3.
This is a very defensive game so far. I wouldn't have predicted 3-3 at halftime or close to halftime.
The snap, waiting, looking, throwing into the end zone, into the back of the end zone. This one's caught. He keeps his feet in.
Touchdown, Kansas City.
Almost out of bounds.
Almost.
Watkins holds on and tiptoes the line and puts 6 points on the board.
And also leaves Chicago less than 30 seconds to try to respond to that because Kansas City gets the ball right back again.
Yep. But Chicago does have all 3 timeouts sitting firmly in that back pocket.
And if they get out of bounds, they can also stop it without using those.
Midway through the end zone, they're going to take a knee and start this drive as so many have before, the 25-yard line.
A full 29 seconds on the clock.
Big opportunity here for Chicago to tie this one up before heading into the locker room for halftime.
The last thing he wants to do, though, is possibly long bomb it and get intercepted. He has to be smart about this.
29 seconds is a lot of time when you have 3 timeouts.
Right, and Trubisky's not the best long bomb quarterback. Oh, he's going to go for it anyway. Okay.
It looks like he's going deep, and there it is. And this one got
it!
Oh, my God!
One hand over the head of
I'm out on the 24.
51 yards. That was insane.
I retract my previous statement, Trubisky. I owe you a steak, bud.
Wow. This is why he's in the championship game and I didn't make the playoffs because clearly he knows what he's doing.
3 off to the right, 1 to the left. Trubisky in the shotgun with Cohen just off to his left side. The snap, handoff, fake, looking downfield, throwing over the middle, and this one is dropped.
Ooh, I thought he had it. Oh, my.
So close on that one, but still 13 seconds left on the clock.
Right into the hands of Gabriel, and it was knocked down. Very good defense right there.
Worst case scenario, at least Chicago's looking at another 3 points to bring it within 4 if they can't make anything happen right now.
Robinson out to the left. Very strong offensive line, trailing off to the right side. Trubisky directly behind the center with the man in the backfield. The snap, dropping back, rolling out to the left side. This one's caught.
Got it. He's out.
And he's taken down in the first down. Timeout. Chicago with 6 seconds on the clock at the 13-yard line.
Do you go for a quick play and then go for a timeout?
Absolutely.
Or do you go right? No,
Nope,
apparently
he's going
not.
Right for the points. Right
He's
for
going for the points. He saw this happen in the game against Dallas, where Dallas didn't go for the points, and it ended up costing them. So I can see why he went for it. But me personally, I would have.
I'd have took one shot at the end zone.
Yeah, exactly. But just like that, I'd squib kick it right now, just to get into the locker room.
And he does.
And
that's
he
a
does.
squibby. And that's halftime.
There we go.
My God, what an exciting second quarter there. Woo.
Yeah, they did the filling out process in the first, and still it's razor thin right now. 10-6 at the half.
Massive field goal there to bring this within 4. And now Kansas City is getting the ball back. Midway
he's
through
running
the
it
end zone.
out.
He's taking it out again. Last time it
20,
worked out well for him.
Down at the 26.
Picks up the extra yard by doing the legwork. First and 10 now.
First and 10. I'm assuming the Chiefs are going to, try to replicate what they've done before, get down into that red zone quite quickly, but then try to solve how to actually get into the end zone without being stopped multiple times by the Bears.
I formation now. The snap, lateral out to the right side, trying to get some good blocking, getting out towards the right side and taking down hard right on the line of scrimmage.
What a hit.
Big hit. Looks like he might have had room out on the right side, but was worried about the defender there shaking his tackler. Cut back inside and was taken down for it. 2nd and 10 now.
No gain on that play at all.
Pistol formation, one out wide on either side. Snap, dropping back to the 20, dropping back further, thrown over the middle. This one almost picked up, bounces off his hands, not able to hold on to it. Danny Trevathan coming up huge there with the stop, but still shaking his head.
If he could have grabbed that, it could have been easily, if not a pick six, at least put him in great position at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, we've made it all the way to the third quarter with no turnovers by either team.
Do you guys find it
Surprised.
strange that Chicago is not using their typical defense, trying to be heavy on the blitz? They're trying to contain Mahomes without blitzing and being caught and burnt by it.
Mahomes throwing. This one's
And there it
intercepted.
is!
This time it is.
Interception!
And he
There we
takes it
go.
down immediately, but Trevathan does not make the same mistake twice. This time he holds on. And the Bears get the turnover at the 26-yard line. And this crowd is lit.
They are in excellent field position right now.
Snap, handoff, pushing forward and taken down at the 19, breaking into the red zone with a great 7-yard run.
2nd and 3 now. That was absolutely huge by the Bears defense to force that interception, and now they're in position now to possibly take the lead if they can score a touchdown.
Snap, handoff, pushing forward, picks up a yard.
3rd and 2 now from the 18. Dino in chat says, what a TSN turning point. Due to trademark violations, we refer to those as TPCFL turning points, but I appreciate the comments, sir.
Snap, handoff fake, rolling out to the left side, short throw over to the left side, there's a first down. 1, 2 missed tackles, and finally taken down at the 3.
And like that, once again, we are down within the 5-yard line with a fresh set of downs. Offense knocking on that door meter.
Absolutely a huge 15-yard gain, puts them deep in the red zone, deep in the red hot zone, the 5, the 3-yard line. Next stop, end zone.
It ruptures my eardrum every time, but I love it.
I can,
I don't
of
know.
course, turn myself down.
I don't know
No.
what I would do without the red hot zone. It fires me up every time.
Every time. I keep saying it needs to be a shirt.
I formation now. Timeout Kansas City. They wanted to stop the momentum here. We'll see how that works out for them. I formation, lateral out to the right side. He's got
room.
And he's
got
room.
room.
Down. Great
Oh,
defense.
shut
Picks
down.
up a yard.
Oh, I saw the gap. He saw the gap. The gap closed.
It did. Kansas City picking it up. A very, very big stop there from the big man himself, Trent Murphy.
Community average is 11.1 yards on that play. So great defense by the Chiefs. But they're still in trouble here.
2 out to the left. Tight end on the right side of the offensive line. And 2 in the backfield. The snap here. Handoff, pushing forward.
And the Cohen. Look at him. He's back.
Huge touchdown. What a play.
And the Bears take the lead. Bending the extra point will be 13-10 for Chicago.
For the first time this game, the Bears have the lead.
5 plays, 26 yards in just over a minute. What a series.
Midway through the third now. And Kansas City gets the ball back again. Hopefully
once again,
not repeating their
returned.
last drive.
10, the 20, the 25, and taken down at the 27-yard line. Once again, going to start with decent field positioning.
Definitely hoping to avoid what happened last time.
Yeah, Mahomes going to have to shake off that interception and get his head back in the game. Seeing as how they're down by 3 now, they had control of the game, and now they're the ones in the passenger seat. They've got to take the wheel back.
2 to the right, 1 to the left from the shotgun with a man, Brightful just off to his left. Kelsey on the right side of the offensive line.
And Watkins going to be streaking. Oh, they changed the play again.
Snap, dropping, throwing over the middle. This one's caught short. Beautiful, wide open, picks up the first, and barrels forward to the 44-yard line.
Chicago rushed in there, got caught by it. Wide open in the midfield.
And that puts him at exactly 100 receiving yards on the day for Kansas City.
And it's only the third quarter.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Brightful off to the right. The snap here. The man coming fast and he gets hit hard. He drops the ball. It's calling it incomplete. They're calling forward momentum with the arm, but that was close.
A sack would have been beautiful, but keeping them from gaining yardage is just as pretty.
Yeah, Mahomes' jersey has remained pretty much clean for the first 3 quarters. Not anymore. He's got a solid green streak.
3 off to the left now. The shotgun snap here. Dropping back to the 45, dropping back further, rolling out to the left side on the run.
On the
One
move.
coming in fast.
On the
This one
move.
thrown
Throws
and
it.
intercepted by Chicago again. Another amazing play, and guess who it is, folks? Danny Trevathan once again with his second interception of the night.
Someone's going for defensive MVP right now.
Someone's getting defensive MVP.
Kansas City with their second turnover this quarter alone.
Man in motion from the left side of Trubisky, taking off to the right, lining up on the offensive line. The snap, handoff, pushing forward, and picking up some yards, moving the ball to the 40-yard line. Howard with 2 yards there on the trap play.
Somebody help him up.
53 not moving. I think he was just catching his breath. He seems okay. He's back on the field.
Okay.
2 to the left, 1 to the right from directly behind the center with a man in the backfield. The snap here, dropping back to the 45, dropping back further, thrown over to the right side.
He's
This
wide
one's
open.
caught.
Wide open.
Absolutely found the gap and filled it. Trubisky with a 19-yard throw there and moving the ball to the 21-yard line.
19 yards on that play, and the clock is continuing to drop.
Only a minute and a half's passed since Colby got his touchdown, and they're already knocking on the red zone.
The snap here, handoff fake, looking downfield, throwing over to the left side into the end zone, and this one's caught. Touchdown!
Touchdown, Chicago!
Burton coming up huge with a massive play there, and 6 more points going the point for Chicago.
It is now a 2-score game. They have a 2-score lead wrapping up the third quarter. Sorry, closely wrapping up the third quarter. That is huge, gentlemen. That is absolutely huge.
2 costly throws by Mahomes and 2 great plays by Trevathan have flipped the momentum of this game upside down.
To the 20.
Oh,
And
wait a
taken
second.
down for his first time, not making it at least back to the 25. In fact, he's only at the 22.
He's got to be gun shy at this point. Mahomes has to be worried now because twice now he's given up the ball in their own side of the field and has been returned for points in both situations.
Well, you say that, Langell, but this is a professional athlete. He knows his skill. He knows his receivers. He can't be gun shy. He has to keep throwing the ball.
Number of changes. Good point, Bama. Number of changes on both sides of the line right now.
Snap thrown over to the left side. No,
Almost
picked up
intercepted.
again. Are you kidding me?
Going for the hat trick there, wasn't he?
That man is going to have a big old stake at the end of this game if he gets that opportunity again.
That was Leonard Floyd, actually.
Oh, was
My
it?
apologies.
No. In the same exact position as Trevathan has been all night, but this time it was Floyd. Snap.
Mahomes back.
Rolling
On
out
the
to the
move.
left side,
On the
running.
move. Wide
He
open
is taken
field.
off. There's the 30, the 35,
going.
the 40, and taken down at
Oh.
the 42.
Did
Taking-
not slide.
Taking destiny in his own hands right there.
And huge yards there for Mahomes. He is not ready to consider this one out of reach.
Nothing's ever out of reach in the TPCFL meter.
That is a really fair point. Pistol formation, 2 to the right, 1 to left. Sherman just off to the right in the backfield. The snap, rolling out to the right side, throwing out. This one's caught. He is through his defender and taken all the way down to the 20-yard line. Knocked out of bounds at the 19.
Just like that, they're in the red zone.
A massive run by Mahomes, followed up by a huge reception downfield. Moves him all the way to the opposite side of the field.
Chiefs fans going crazy in the stands right now, meter.
Absolutely massive. This game is so crazy. Snap here, dropping back to the 30, looking downfield, rolling out to the left side, taking oking He's got room, he's taking off again,
He's
right up
going.
the middle. There's the 10, diving forward to the 6. 13 more yards. Mahomes has run for 45 yards this game.
Absolutely incredible. Shout out
I'd
to
have to
Commando
check the
Slippy in
sheet.
the chat.
I have to check the sheet, but I think he's almost outpacing Cohen right now.
I think you're right. The snap just before the end of the third. Clock's at 0, rolling out to the left side, throwing into the end zone. This one's caught.
Is
He
it?
holds on.
Touchdown!
It's a touchdown.
Oh, Floyd's down.
And
Floyd is injured.
Injured. Wow. A touchdown, an injury, 6 points, and the extra point is right now.
It's up. It is good.
And heading into the fourth, the Bears will get the ball with a 3-point lead, 20-17. Huge final quarter coming up right now.
If you're Chicago at this point, I want to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible to drain that clock as much as you possibly can and chew the clock. Try
Well-
to keep the ball out of Kansas City's hands and give them very little time.
And Floyd will not be back in the game.
Wow. This one brought out from midway through the end zone to the 25-yard line. Chicago now with the lead.
Slangel in chat just pointed out this is the final score of their meeting earlier this season, but the scores reversed. It was 2017 in week 5.
That's
And there's
massive.
still 5 minutes and 57 seconds of high-paced, high-octane action to go.
The snap here. Dropping back, throwing over the middle. This one bounces off the
Ooh.
defense,
Oh.
bounces off the offense, and falls dead to the ground.
A little
That's
bit
the
of hot
best
potato
case
going on
scenario
there.
That was a very, very close play right there. Almost an interception, then almost a reception. One out wide on either side. Offensive line even on either side. And a man in the backfield from directly behind the center, Trubisky. Shifting things up. The man on the right side takes off to the left.
9 seconds on the play clock.
Snap, stepping forward, bombing it downfield into triple coverage, and this one is swatted down. Not able to hold on to the ball. And 3rd and 10 now from the 25. The Bears ran it out to the 25, and since then haven't taken a step forward. Really big play right here. I formation 2 off to the left. Offensive line strong on the right side. The snap dropping back to the 20. And he is swallowed whole.
Sandwiched in the backfield.
4th and 17 now.
And this one's going to have to be punted away. O'Donnell comes out. And that was a huge stop for Kansas City.
Yeah, but does Tidwell have the leg to pin him at the 3 again? Let's find out.
O'Donnell punts this one to
Nope.
the 25. It's going to be returnable. Getting some great blocking. There's the 40. Cutting back inside
broke
all the way to
free.
the right side.
Oh,
to
my.
the 50.
Only
To
one man to
the
beat.
40. The 30. The 20's finally taken out at the 21.
my!
What a return by the Chiefs.
They'd have been
Ooh.
better off going for it.
Was that the kicker that finally took him down? It was. It was Tidwell.
O'Donnell
Everybody
is
on
their
that team
punter.
plays
Pat
defense.
O'Donnell.
Everybody on that team plays defense. Ooh.
Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line.
Weren't we just here?
We were just here.
Handoff, pushing up forward 4 yards. That's a 17-yard line.
Mahomes is out rushing Brightful right now.
Wild. Absolutely wild game.
It's back and forth continually throughout this game. Kansas City now leading in total yardage, 237 to 208, but there's still 4:42 left on the clock.
Pistol formation, 1 out on either side. The snap, dropping back to the 25. Looking downfield, thrown over to the right side. This one's caught, and he's taken out immediately at the 15, a 2-yard gain. They move the ball forward 2 yards, clocking for an official 1-yard gain, 3rd and 4.
Kansas City knocking at the door of the opportunity to tie this game, but they want more than that. They want 6 points.
This is another huge opportunity in the red zone. This is where the Bears really shine.
And I'm sure Kansas City's well aware at this point. They need to come up with something new that Chicago hasn't seen yet, hoping to catch them off guard.
The snap here, dropping back, looking for a throw, throwing short to the left
Got his
side.
man.
He's taken down at the 14.
But giving up no yards.
Again, this amazing Chicago defense.
4th and 3, going to be forced to kick a field goal to tie this one up. 31-yard field goal attempt. It's
Kick
up.
is up. It's good.
And we have a tie game with 3.5 left to play in Season 6. TPCFL, we're about to crown a champion. Who is it going to be? Who knows? It's tied up.
This is absolutely incredible. This is TPCFL action at its best.
As Colby would say, no, there are no refunds, even though you're only using the edge of your seat. Let's go.
Gentlemen, we have the number 1 and number 2 ranked teams in the league competing for the championship. It doesn't get any better than this.
Absolutely. Snap. Handoff right up the middle. Dodges the first guy and is taken down at the 34, a yard shy
Did he?
of a first down. Very close.
2nd and 1, and that clock is dropping. Chicago in the 2-clock offense, trying to drain as much time off the clock as possible here.
Snap screen. Not fooled is Kansas City, and they take him down for a loss of 1.
3rd and 2 now.
Interesting thought. Must have thought Kansas City with that short play was going to expect a run, was going to be blitzing, and they didn't. They held back. They read the screen, and they made a big stop. 3rd and 2.
This is the biggest play of the game so far for Chicago. They need this first down.
Snap. Waiting. Looking. Throwing over to the right side. There's the first. And
First
he's taken
down.
down at the 40. Trubisky just crossed 200 yards with a 6-yard pass there and a first down.
And we're at
2-minute
the
warning.
2-minute warning now.
Kansas City with 2 timeouts, Chicago with 3. And Kansas City has been eating clock. Wait or see that, Langell, and call that out. Trying to get to the end of the game, trying to make this the last drive. Handoff, pushing up the middle, gets a great block and is taken down hard.
First down.
Hit sticks are wild right now. 13-yard pickup.
That's going to bring us down to. No, he stopped the chew the clock offense. He's turned it off.
Fascinating. Wanted to get to the 2-minute. Handoff again, getting to the left side now. There's another first down. The running is impeccable. Cohen playing a huge role right now. Timeout, Kansas City. 1:36 left in the game.
That clock is ticking, and it can't be going fast enough for Chicago right now. And Kansas City only has one timeout left.
Trying to get out to the right, taken down at the 32, a
gaps to be
2-yard
had.
gain. Timeout, Kansas City. Clock at 1 minute, 30 seconds.
1:30 left in the game. Commando Slippy in chat says this is going to come down to the final second.
Snap, handoff, driving forward. There's another first down and taken down at the 20. They've crested into the red zone with a 12-yard pickup.
He was a hand away from breaking free. There was nobody behind him. He slipped by.
2 clock offense, now clock at 50 seconds. 3 seconds left on the play clock. The snap, handoff again, getting out to the right side. They read that one, and he's taken down quick.
And no timeouts left for Kansas City. Not only can they not stop the clock, they can't ice the kicker. And they are clearly in field goal range.
2 clock again. Now they could stop this clock with 3 seconds. Snap, handoff, pushing forward, taken down. They stop the clock with 2 seconds. And Chicago in field goal range on the 18-yard line, about to kick a field goal.
Will we go to overtime? Will we crown the champion? 2 seconds and 1 kick. Let's find out.
Snap, lining up, and it's kicked, almost blocked, and it's through. Field goal, Chicago.
That's the game.
And that is season
Chicago.
6.
The
Field goal.
Chicago
It's
Bears
good.
win the championship. What's hilarious about this is the fact that they won the game in the NFC Championship game with 2 seconds left on the clock. They won the championship game with 2 seconds left on the clock.
Oh my God, this game was back and forth, and it came down to the last 2 seconds. Clock management by Colby. Absolutely amazing. Both of these teams had outstanding seasons, and for it to come down to being that close in the final seconds is absolutely perfect. Could not have asked for a better TPCFL Championship Season 6 game.
No, there's not a soul on that field who should be ashamed with what happened today. This was a well-fought, well-earned victory by the Chicago Bears. I look for Kansas City to come back next year, learn from their very few mistakes they made. The 2 interceptions by Mahomes probably is what cost them the game.
And this crowd is wild right now. They cannot get enough of crowning the Bears as the champion.
And that is the 6th season in a row that the title has gone to the NFC. And it is the 4th time in 6 seasons that the championship has gone to the NFC North.
And the 2nd time in a row that an undefeated team has lost in the championship game. The streak continues. The curse continues.
Look at Trubisky, 73% completion, 202 yards.
Wow. Wow.
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. That game was back and forth throughout the entire game. That may be the best championship game we've seen.
I you know what? I may well agree with you on that. That was amazing.
Come on. Tied with 2 seconds left in the game. It's hard to get more competitive than that.
That score summary graph is amazing. You have obviously tied in the first. Then you have Kansas City ahead. Then you have Chicago ahead, and Chicago just maintained that spread. Very, very well done.
Ooh. What's
The
the
clock, but
highlights?
the clock management by Chicago in that final 2.5 minutes, they drained that clock. Well done by the Chicago Bears.
Absolutely. Let's see if
But
we
great,
can. Go ahead.
great game again to the Kansas City Chiefs as well. Iceman Illis played a hell of a game, had an amazing season. Nothing to hang his head in shame for on that one. That his season was incredible. Easily could have been champion. So he'll be back. I guarantee you he will be back.
No doubt at all. In fact, let's head over. Let's see if we can get Iceman on the phone. Let's get him in here and have a discussion about his season, about this game. Bear with us just a moment. We'll pull him in.
I'm working on it right now. Okay.
Iceman Illist, amazing game. Thank you so much for an amazing season. Tell me, how are you feeling right now? What's going on?
It was a good game. It came down to the last minute.
It did. The last 2 seconds, absolutely wild. Mahomes may have been the number one runner of the game.
Yeah, he did run for some yards.
Absolutely great game, Illist. I mean, fantastic season. And that game was incredibly close. I was saying it just before you joined us. Amazing season, amazing game, and you have nothing to hold your head down on. My hat's off to you, sir.
Oh, thank you. It was a great season. It was great, and that game was hell. A lot of things I messed up on, but Kobe deserved it.
Brother,
He's been here a lot longer than I have, so I'm glad to see him smile. Well, not to wipe a smile off his face, so it's great to see him.
well,
smile.
brother, that's one of the best games I've ever seen. The play calling with Mahomes and, just his innate ability to see the open field in front of him and outrush his leading running back in pivotal moments was just outstanding to watch there.
Thank you, Bama.
Absolutely massive. Thank you so much for the season. Undefeated, taking it all the way to the championship. The curse continues. But I cannot wait for next season and to myself face you and to call more of your games. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Meter.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this quick post-game interview. And thank you so much for an amazing season.
Thank you, guys.
No, thank you, sir.
Thank
And we
you.
look forward to seeing you in season 7.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk to the man himself, Colbus, 1984. Go
The
ahead.
season 6 TPCFL champion.
Fair enough.
7.
Let's
6,
use the whole
6.
title. Let's pull him in here.
Okay.
Colbus, 1984, season 6, TPCFL champion, Chicago Bears. How does it feel, buddy?
I wish I could describe to you guys how this feels. It means
Take your time, man. Take your time.
Absolutely.
this one was for my dad. This one was for Dad.
Right on, buddy.
Right on, man.
I just I have no words, guys. There's no words.
Well,
I have no words.
You left
we
it
have
all out
words,
on the
brother. It
field.
was one hell of a game. Outstanding clock management.
Absolutely. To start the chew clock early, get it to the 2-minute, force him to use timeouts early. Amazing. The defense, impeccable. 2 interceptions. Wow.
That's what I was just going to touch on. What type of steak does Trevathan prefer? Is he more of a porterhouse kind of guy or New York strip?
Man, I said it to Iceman during the game. I said Danny Trevathan has been a black hole this season when it comes to interceptions, and I think I'm gonna have to take him out for more than one steak dinner. I think I owe him a steak dinner every day of the week for the rest of the year. But
Just buy him a cow, brother.
yeah, maybe a whole ranch or something, man. I just Honestly, I'm so shook up right now. My nerves were through the roof. Like both Iceman and I before the game started, we're just screaming, like because of the nerves just through the roof. First and foremost, I want to thank Iceman. One hell of an opponent. I couldn't have asked for a nicer guy to come up against, and you know, as much as I would have loved to have been in the booth calling it with you, it was nothing but a pleasure.
You had more important things to do, Colby.
I agree, but coming up against Iceman, like I can't put into words the sportsmanship that he shows, the type of player that he is, and just all around nice guy. And I said to you before, buddy, I cannot wait to face you again next year. Secondly, I want to thank all my colleagues in the booth. Each one of you have been a pleasure to call games with and even play against this year. Langell, Slippy, Meter, and Bama, you guys are just your rock stars. And finally, most importantly, I want to thank Langell. Brian, you're my brother. Thank you so much for putting this together, this league, the allowing me to be part of the booth and have just a small part in this wonderful organization.
No thanks necessary, Colby. This is a community that I'm proud of, that I don't take the credit for it. This is an entirely group-based community, and everyone has their effort into it. And thank you for the kind words, but this is not me. This is your time, sir.
And I talk to me in a few hours, boys. I might have more to say, but right now I'm just like Iceman said, and I said to him, you can't wipe the smile off my face. I can't wait to have the Lonjanzi trophy in my hand, and pretty excited overall. And not only that, NFC North, baby, brings it home again. Most championships in the league, baby.
4 out of 6 seasons that title has gone to
Let's
that
go.
division. Breaking news: Susan has just changed your color in Discord to TPCFL champion.
I feel fancy now.
You're champion yellow now.
I don't think I could get used to that. Normally when I compete in any sort of sports or anything, it's I get the participation trophy, not a championship. So I'm pretty stoked.
Not tonight, brother. Not tonight. And that was a hell of a game. I'm sure people go back and watch that one, but just to let you know, the rematch, season 7, week 16, will again be the Chiefs and the Bears.
That sounds pretty buttery to me, Langell.
Cannot wait to call that one.
No, that's a pencil me in for that one. I will definitely be there for that one.
I'm glad I got a few weeks to calm my friggin' nerves.
You've got 4 months, dude, but get ready because it's coming.
Oh, man.
So the question remains, are you taking the team to Disney?
I was just going to say, I seen Rockman in the chat there. I was like, absolutely. We're going to Disneyland. I'm building a lightsaber, baby.
Colby, I am so happy for you. And you've been in a division that is definitely a very difficult division to be in. There's been multiple times where you've been knocked out either by John Z or by Kiv, and for you to take it all the way to the championship this year, it couldn't have gone to a better guy. So congratulations from me to you, sir.
Thanks, Langell. It really did feel like a slightly redemption season, beating Kiv twice, and recovering 2 of my 3 losses, one against Slangell in the conference finals and here against Ellis. There's only one thing left I have to do, and that's I got to get the double win against John Z, and I'm so excited that he's coming back next year, and I'll get that shot.
I'm looking forward to that already. Now, I want to point something out that you may not have been aware of during the game. You won the NFC championship with 2 seconds left on the clock. You also just won the TPCFL championship with 2 seconds on the clock. Most men do not want to be called a 2-second man, but I believe that you deserve that title, sir.
You've earned it.
Oh, I'll change my Twitter handle. The coldest 1984 2-second man.
There
Wow.
you go. There you go. There you go. Colby, everybody is so happy for you and so proud of you.
Just 1 second, Langell, though. I'm not a 2-second man. To any ladies out there listening, I am not a 2-second man. Thank you. All right, continue.
No, I was just going to say that the entire league is so happy for you.
Mhm.
And congratulations on behalf of myself and the league. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I couldn't be more thrilled, and just the smile on my face is
John's just asking in chats whether or not he should engrave the trophy with 2-second man.
Maybe that'll be a separate trophy.
Yes.
yeah, much
Put it on-
smaller.
Put it on the bedstand. It'll be, or on the nightstand. It'll be okay.
There'll be one that'll be prominently displayed in my living room. The other one will be in a back corner of a cupboard somewhere.
Oh
Yeah.
man, what an amazing season! What from top to bottom, it was absolutely incredible, and I couldn't have asked for a better season in season 6.
I could not agree more. Absolutely amazing. And there you have it, folks. Your TPCFL Season 6 champion, the Chicago Bears, and Colbus 1984. Congratulations, buddy, on a victory, and very well done season.
One last thing. Duh, Bears.
The Bears.
Couldn't have said it better, Colby. Congratulations again, man.
Thanks, boys.
No problem.
Any parting words, Bama?
I'm like Colby at this point. I'm overwhelmed as well. That took all my energy.
I'm with you.
Yeah, that was an honor to call that game. And now we have a couple weeks off before Madden 20 goes into the vault, and we kick off season 7. And we're going to do it all over again. There's already been one 2-time champion, back-to-back champion coming out of the NFC North. We could see it again next season, but the top of the league, the man of the year is Colby and the Chicago Bears. Congratulations, sir.
If you guys haven't done so yet, click that follow button. If you can't follow after that, I don't know what you're expecting. That was amazing. While you're at it, head on over to tpcfootball.com. That's where you're going to find stats and figures. And, of course, we'll be releasing the new schedule for Season 7 with the new owners attached here very quickly. While you're at it, head on over to twitter.com/tpcfl for updates anytime we get new announcements. I want to thank you all for tuning in here tonight to Season 6 finale, the big TPCFL championship game. Bama, thank you so much for joining me.
Glad I could be here.
Langell, you as well.
Always a pleasure, sir.
And of course, Langell, thank you so much for all you do. This entire pregame show, I did a couple interviews, but the graphics, interviews yourself, putting everything together, absolutely unreal. All the work you've done throughout the season, all the work you've done for the past 6 seasons. Absolutely amazing. Behind the scenes, Slangel does so much as well that I don't think she gets nearly enough credit for. Between the two of you running this league, absolutely amazing. And of course, our partners in broadcast, myself, Colby, Langell, Bama, Slippy, absolutely amazing. You guys all make this unreal. Absolutely amazing community, and one that other communities should model themselves after, in my humble opinion.
Well, again, I appreciate the kind words, but like what I said to Colby, it's a group effort, and the league wouldn't exist without the owners. So I appreciate the kind words, but I just cannot wait. This 2 weeks is going to be the longest 2 weeks of the year till we get to start doing this again. I can't wait.
I could not agree more. From all of
I'm
us,
ready.
From all of us here at TPCFL, my name's Meter, and I hope you all have an outstanding rest of your night. Bama, can you hit us with a let's go?
Let's go.
There it is.